Explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. To throw is Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Cousins now already over 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10, and he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Again, it's Cousins. He'll find Diggs once more on the completion. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Throwing, Cousins. And the catch made by Johnson. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Come on out here, come get some. Come get some. Come on here, come get some.
They'll run with Cook. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. Cousins to throw it. And it's caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. From 4 yards out. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense. But when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Let go hard! Andy! You better bring it.
Following the interception, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there.
Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Onwuasor. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. After the interception, here's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Rolling him to his right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
He can run for it, and he will. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Little read option, the end result, the first down, so a good read.
And the way teams are running it nowadays, they've added variety to it. You know, the original way was you read the defensive end. If he crashes down, you pull it and you go. Now they may not even block that person, may end up reading the linebacker, may read the cornerback. Just depends on how they want to block it up. In any case, this worked well for them.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down now, it's Ingram. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Check it back.
And an alley to run. 20. There he goes right side. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A huge play there. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph. 42 yards.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Cousins. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
Let's go. Yellow. We got to step it up. 57's Mike. Mike 57.
Hey, Mike 7.
To the air again, it's Cousins. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, but it'll be second and goal.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
57 the mic. Go. Zoom. 57's the mic.
Second down and goal. Cousins. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for two.
Five down. Stand up in. Check 43.
Cousins again. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by two more. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
One play has them up past the 40 already. And another 1st and 10.
Check.
On the counter, Ingram. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Now on 2nd and 13. Jackson is going to float this one deep right. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Will they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Cousins on first down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Cousins on target to Diggs. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Cousins now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Cousins. And Diggs has it. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is. And
looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 36.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. It's a first down following a gain of 3. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right, they did pick up the
rush coming, and he's taken down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Jackson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Here's Jackson to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Anthony Harris.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards, the final tally. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Cousins. Complete. It's Johnson. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Rudolph on the receiving end from Cousins. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing here, Cousins. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And it's second down.
Looking to erase a 2-score deficit here in the fourth quarter. Going for some big plays.
Yeah, they certainly were. They just decided one shot, didn't they? Forget trying to move the ball downfield in small little increments. Let's go for the big one. But how about the defense playing situational football, looking at the scoreboard and realizing what can hurt us most?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. They'll buy some time right. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Everson Griffin in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Play action. It's Jackson. They'll roll him out. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll try and throw for it to Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll go down at the 28. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Cousins here to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So the final seconds have ticked away.